Good morning, kids. Hope everybody's doing well. I call you guys kids and sweet children a lot. Um, Good morning, my friends. So it's Tuesday morning. I'm going to be going over very quickly a recap of yesterday as well as what I'm looking for today. We'll start with yesterday, a beautiful day to be buying in the stock market if you're not already in. Red across the board on so many different assets. Everything was just dipping like crazy. It was amazing. I've been waiting for something like this for months to happen. So I think it was like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, red days for the equities this year. I think for maybe SPY as well. But anyway, long story short, yesterday, I mean these massive dips. Like so, my portfolio was down for the stock positions. We're in almost 2%, about an hour before market close yesterday, and that was amazing. Like if you see it, so right here, this was like it was down like 1.7%. It's about 5K down on the open positions. We were able to just get bargain prices on like Google, Amazon. I bought a little bit more Moderna, a couple more things yesterday, that I called out to clients in Mission FX, and it was amazing. So from the dip bottom where we bought stuff like for instance Amazon at like a 4% discount on the day yesterday, we bought that right here on this time. That's already up slightly. But we were just able to get some stupid prices. So after being down almost 2% on the day, things rapidly recovered going into like the market close. So it closed only like less than a 1% loss, which is 2,500. And then after hours, things were up $2,000. So pretty much a break even day yesterday after the crazy dips and after being able to scale into more positions, break even. And I'm ready to see things just surge back up if the bull run continues. I am prepared to buy more with the proper context as if things continue down over the course of the next week. I'm not going to be entering in after just another 1 or 2% dip. If things continue down substantially for these good companies and a couple more, like 5 to 10%, yeah, I will be getting in more. I've got some more buying power here in Robinhood. I've also got more buying power in Webull and more buying power a little bit on TOS with TD Ameritrade on my platform over there. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. I mean, if everything continues to push up from here to our targets, I mean, these positions alone will be, I mean, I'll make like 40 or 50K just off of these and the other ones we're looking to get into as well if they set up. And there's also a bunch of good ones. I'll be sharing this stuff throughout the week and also in the Telegram channel, both the free Telegram channel and as well as the paid one as well for Mission FX. But yeah, just amazing discounts yesterday. It's so stupid when you're able to get like amazing like dips like that on solid ass companies like Amazon. Like dude, Amazon 4% in a day. Like yeah, I'd buy that all day. 4% today, 4% tomorrow if it dips, I'd buy more. Like it's just crazy. So that is stocks. So that's going amazing. With FX, what I'm doing is I'm waiting for a couple day trades this morning. I'll just update you guys on these throughout the day in the Telegram channel. It's kind of pointless to go through it right now because like I could make a whole video about how I think GJ is going to bounce here and then here, but then that could all change within like the next hour because price could break here and then my analysis would change. I'd say, okay, now I'm waiting on a retest of here and then a continuation down to the lows. This stuff is so dynamic if you're trading FX and stuff, you know, it's not like a long-term investment thing. It's completely different. So I'm just going to be sharing this throughout the day in Telegram, both the free and paid one. There's GBP USD going up from here. There's a Euro JPY, which I'm looking on a sell right now. If we keep rejecting this zone, doesn't look like we're going to be keeping or rejecting this 1 hour zone. Trading this as a break and retest, but this zone is not looking like it's being rejected. So probably be sitting out of that sell. Euro USD, nothing. AED JPY, I'm waiting on price to retrace back up in here to this 1 hour level and bounce. If it starts to bounce, I'll get into a sell. I'd like to take profits around maybe 79.15. We'll see how the trade goes. AED USD, same sort of thing. I'm kind of expecting a bounce from where we're at right here back to these previous highs, and if price can test there and start rejecting again, then I'll just look for sells to come back to this support zone right here. USD JPY, I don't really see anything on USD JPY right now. We'd need to wait to see where price goes. We do have this 4 hour zone we're sort of sitting at right here. It's not like super clear unless you go to like a higher time frame. So for instance, like if we go to 8 hour, you can see this is sort of kind of a zone, like kind of, but I don't know. I don't like to trade zones where they're not super clear. So for UJ, I'm probably just gonna sit out of this today unless something clear sets up. We also have gold. So we have gold trying to crack these highs here around 1767. We came back, tested the previous high, and found support yesterday. I missed that buy right there. And then price pushed up, came back, liquidated the zone, came up and found support again, and now we're trying to crack past these highs. If price, I don't trade the little tiny breaks above and tests. What I like to see first before taking a trade is evidence that price has really swooped far past the zone, then come all the way back, tested, then the momentum starts to shift. Plus, it gives you a little bit more profit potential if there's like the previous high has gone really far past. For gold, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. This it could easily turn into a fake out as well. It could dip back below, come and find resistance along here, and then shorts back here to 1760 might be a good play this morning. Again, it's all dynamic. We'll have to see what happens throughout the session. US 30, so this was looking interesting a bit ago. Yeah, and it's still looking interesting. So what I'm waiting for in US 30 right now, I literally have it pulled up here in my terminal, my MT5 terminal. So what I'm looking for is for price to dip back to this previous low that we're at right here. This right here is a pretty clear 1 hour zone. I mean, I had a great trade off this earlier this week. So price had broken here, pushed up, tested, and then pushed down. But price now is like pushing up right here. So it's pushing up. Price is coming in, it's testing, and it's starting to bounce right here. I'm just waiting on price to come a little bit lower back into the zone. I think it's clear enough. I mean, it's pretty obviously a nice support resistance zone. It's not really something that's a sketchy level where price is like screwed around with it over and over. Like, you guys have seen I've got so many YouTube videos about this, but people who draw zones like this right in here, they're like, yeah, it's support and resistance and the candles are closing back. I don't like zones like that. I don't know. It's just, to me, it seems so much easier to just draw like a clear zone where price is just pretty much bouncing every time at. Because then whenever it breaks that zone and comes and tests it from the other side, it's more likely to bounce at that zone and respect it as compared to just swipe through it. So this zone right here looks to be pretty clear to me. And so yeah, I'll be looking to trade off of it. In fact, it looks like it may be setting up right here as I'm making this video. Well, there's no rejection here in the second, so we'll see what this does. We need to see if there's a rejection. So if this is able to close bullish like that, if it closes really high up above the zone, I won't dive into the trade. If it closes bullish right in here, and then it's still kind of like near the entry or near the zone, then I'll just enter right after that first rejection. In the cases of when price like has that second bounce and it's way up here, I won't on the lower time frames just enter a trade like that. What I'll do if that occurs is I'll just wait. I'll set an alert to see if price comes all the way back to the zone, and then I'll enter right there as long as I can get an entry at the zone. Otherwise, if you try to chase it after the rejection, it just lowers the risk reward significantly. So yeah, this right here, it doesn't look like it's going to be holding this zone. We'll have to see how the candle closes, but it's already dipped kind of lower through the zone. So now this is kind of cool because you guys get to see live like how I would manage or how I would approach something like this. But for instance, now, so we have this break and close below, and there's actually a minute 15 candle close. So what's looking like could be the case now is if price comes back up here and starts testing and finds resistance, then this could be looking good for shorts. We'll have to see. And the complete opposite could happen too. It could push back above and start testing as support, and then it would be like the buying bias will be back. There is a good chunk of downside that could occur from here. I mean, especially if it goes all the way back to the previous low down here. We'll have to see what happens here on US 30 this morning. Day trading is like so dynamic. It's so hard to just form one bias and stick to the bias because I mean, it's day trading. There's so much stuff that goes into it. So yeah, we're going to see how these candle closes. If we see a couple of rejections here, I might look to go short here in US 30 now. And if we break back above and start finding support, then I would look for longs instead. So that's US 30. SPY, we had that, like I said, like the huge drop all day. It's like a 5%, I think, dip on the day. No, I'm sorry, 2.75%. Yeah, so, I mean, it's crazy. And then from the highs up here, yeah, from the highs, it was a 5% dip. But yeah, yesterday was, I mean, like I said, amazing discounts. There's all these other trades right here. We were looking at USD CHF last night, but I ended up not entering it because I went to bed. I was looking for buys. Had I been awake for London session right here, because this happens at like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm never awake to trade this. But but I would have entered a buy right here and it would have stopped out. I mean, that's pretty convincing price action. This is an H4 break and retest. We'll have to go here to the 1 hour, see the zone clearer. So H4 1 hour broke above the zone, came back, tested, started bouncing. Yeah, I would have totally taken this buy right in here. It would have bounced a couple times, didn't come low enough into the zone. When it came right there and then pushed all the way back above and came and started finding support here a second time, I would have just fine-tuned the zone a little bit, squeezed it up a little bit to get it to be more precise. I would have entered like a trade like that, like for sure. So yeah, it would have had a good risk reward ratio and everything, but yeah, this totally would have stopped out had I taken that trade and called it. So there's a lot of good trades I missed during London session. I wish I could wake up to trade it, but I don't want to be awake at 2 a.m. and then be awake all into the evening. Like, I don't know. That's just not what I want to do. So, but yeah, that's that. I don't know where USD CHF will go. I'll share my analysis. A lot of these, since the spreads are bigger, it's like I kind of have to just trade like the higher time frames on them, like 4 hour and up. Just because otherwise the spreads, the swaps, the commissions, everything can all add up. So that's that. For everything else right here, we've already went over stocks. That's that. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Bitcoin. So here's what I'm looking for Bitcoin. And just so you know, I'm not like a Bitcoin expert. I'm some dude that got lucky and made a ton of money back in April, May of this year. I made like over 200K with only like just over 100. I think I had like 115K, and I made like I brought that 100K to like 320K. It's just crazy. So I've still got that money sitting in most of it sitting in my Coinbase account, a little bit in my bank account, waiting to get back into crypto. I'm in no hurry to wipe out all my gains this year from crypto. I'm just waiting patiently to get back in. I'm not even going to be like actively day trading crypto again. What I'm going to be doing is waiting for stuff that is very likely to be correct and play out, and just waiting to get good entries on stuff that I think is very likely to continue up long term. So for Bitcoin here, what I'm seeing, there's two possible scenarios. I'm waiting for the most extreme one. There's this scenario here around like 40K that price dipped into yesterday. Price could totally continue up from here. I think that's completely realistic that price could continue up from here. We're on the weekly chart, so price pretty much just tested 40K and had a nice bounce here from essentially just above 40K. So a nice 7% increase just on this one daily candle so far. What I'm personally waiting for is I'm waiting for price to come a little bit lower. If we drag out these zones to include these lows up here and also to include the candle closures down here, the lowest region of this zone is here around 30, pretty much 38K. That's what I'm going to be waiting for, the most extreme scenario down here. That's a bargain price. And for there, it's really cool because like if I enter here and I'm wrong, right? So if I like get out of tether and get all the way back in, and if it fails to bounce right there and it cracks below, Bitcoin will likely have like a relief of that bearish pressure and come up and test this zone. I'll be able to easily get out at break even or small profit on all my crypto holdings if it comes up and then starts rejecting this zone as resistance again. And though what my plan would be is to just wait for another dip to around here like 28K, like 29, 28K, and then try to get in there. And then if that fails, I'll just wait for a retrace and get out there and just keep on playing it, you know, if the bull market continues. But if a bear market continues, but if price does come back here and test and starts bouncing around 38K, I mean, that's me. I'm going to be getting back in with like a little over 300K. I'm going to get like a third of it into Bitcoin, a third of it into the other major alts. And I'm going to split the last like 100K into like either micro caps or just small cap cryptos, like tokens that could go up like 5x to 10x. I'll probably just pick like maybe 20 of those and just put like 5K into each one. And then maybe hopefully grow this 300K to like 1 million within a year or two. So I'm being very patient for crypto. I have no interest in trying to chase anything that I feel sketchy about. I'm waiting for the prices that I want. And if I see the prices that I want for particularly Bitcoin and a couple of the other altcoins, that then I'll be getting back in. So yeah, 38K is the area that I will be buying at. I'm just waiting for price to get there and then to kind of pause for a little bit. And then I'll start scaling back into crypto. I can't use Binance anymore because they've got that damn KYC now. So I can't use like a VPN or anything because I have to prove that I'm not a US citizen and all this crap. So I'm just gonna be using Coinbase for all this. So yeah, so that's everything I'm looking forward to today. So we'll see how it all goes. Let's see. So EuroJPY rejected the zone. Cool. Without any opportunity to enter. Cool. Very interesting. There would have been no way to chase that candle down. Right now in EJ, I'm just going to wait for another test of this zone. And as long as we come up here and we've got like one bearish pin here on like the 5 minute, 3 minute, I'll be getting into EuroJPY. Let me just set an alert right here. I think it's going to bounce from this 1 hour zone we're at right now down to the next 1 hour zone, which is like pretty much down here, but I'm going to be taking profits like before the lows, which that still gives like good risk to reward ratio. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, that's my analysis for today and a recap of yesterday and everything. I hope these videos are really useful for you guys. I wish that I had been able to have like had good, resourceful, practical videos whenever I'd started my trading journey like 5 years ago. So I try to put that out, like, you know, since I wasn't able to get that when I was learning. I try to make these videos like not just like crazy and far out and so hard to grasp. I try to make it like realistic and relatable and practical, so that way it's not just telling you things like, oh, you got to believe in yourself and you gotta just be persistent and all this bullshit. Like I try to be practical with it, to say, no, here's the physical things you have to do, like step by step, like to create your trading system, to optimize it, like what you're looking for, even down to the little specific details of when you're trading things like breaks and retests of support resistance zones, like the different dynamics and the decision making and thought process behind it, walking you through a bunch of examples here in videos like this, and also in the free Telegram channel and my paid Telegram channel. I try to just really be as like thorough, transparent, and direct as I can. So I hope that those of you who take this type of content seriously and apply it, I hope that it really helps you. And if it does help you, hit the like button on this video. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the Telegram channels and on my YouTube channel. And maybe I'll see you in real life, but that might be kind of weird. So I'll see you in the next video. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Cheers.